Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, welcome.
Okay, again I'd like to thank you all for your likes, your comments, your shares, your subscriptions. It really helps my channel to grow and it helps get my message out there to a wider audience. And again, these are collective readings, so take what resonates and leave the rest. If it's not your reading, it's not your reading, alright? My chest is there in a bit, right? It's not from any heart attack rituals or any heart attack spells what they've been doing. It's because I've been talking to spirit guides again, and me big man, me got a badge, alright, and me not solving no crimes, and me just sit back because me corrupt law. So basically, it's probably made my chest red. It has a bit. It's made my chest red because me big man and me corrupt law. Madness, madness, it's absolute madness how some of these people work within law, yet they never even solve any crimes. They just use their badges, yeah, to abuse their position of power, and they never bring like justice to people who go through some very severe shit in their life where they should hold this badge of power to bring a motherfucker like me justice and other people, but they just sit back and they laugh about it and they think it's funny. Alright, so again, collective reading, not going to resonate with everybody, so take what resonates and leave the rest, alright? Check it, darling. In the room, me big man, me sitting back, me corrupt law, me just enjoying gossip and me not solve no crimes. So it is something to do with me corrupt law. Even though it's not said nothing about law in here, I'm obviously getting the channeling and the download before I do my readings. I'm feeling it, alright? It's something to do with me big man, me corrupt law, yeah, and me can get away and me can do anything me want. But they've been manipulating and lying and trying to control the narrative, alright? They've been manipulating and lying and keeping promises to each other because me big man, me got a badge and me corrupt law and me just want to spend me money on sex workers. I've been saying this before I even started flipping the card, the me corrupt law. Yeah. So everyone's just getting tired of the corrupt law, alright? Everyone is just getting tired of corrupt law, and everyone is getting tired of these corrupt law enforcements robbing the life out of people and cashing checks and depositing them into the bank accounts, alright? But we have got me corrupt law, and the criminal enterprise is falling to the floor, because the criminal enterprise is falling, alright? So there must be some good law officials on the me corrupt law, alright? They've all been getting a rule, me corrupt law. They have, of course they have. They've just been sitting back, yeah, and watching some sick shit go down and laughing about it and thinking it's hilarious because me corrupt law. Me can get away with anything. Nope. We've got total drama and action and me corrupt law. Me no solve no crimes. They was enjoying it. They was enjoying it. And they was meeting up with these people because me corrupt law, darling. And there was cashing checks. And there was manipulating, alright? Manipulating me corrupt law. Me manipulating everybody. And me life to gain control. Because me corrupt law. Again, they've all been keeping promises. Creeps, that's what they are. Creeps. We need to get these creeps off the street, alright? Because they rob the life out of people. They bang checks in their accounts, alright? They split stolen money between themselves, okay? They create false narratives, alright? And then the ones who they're lying about, yeah? They will target people, okay? So this is like targeted gang stalking, alright? They rob the life out of people. They cash checks into their bank accounts, and me corrupt the ones who's in committed relationships, yeah, they're proper involved in that much knee-deep corruption, yeah, they're cheating on all the misses, and they're like, oh, I can't wait to clock off me. And we're not solving crimes, we're just driving around in police car, looking like I'm doing something, and they're not doing shit, these coppers, they're not doing now, just more corruption, they're not doing nothing to, thinking, my nose is itching, so quite possibly, they need drug testing, is what I'm getting. I'm getting that they're needing drugs tests, they're needing routine drugs tests every month or so, because me corrupt law, alright, me raiding people, and me taking cocaine while on the job. They're turning up to work, absolutely sloshed from the night before as well. Yeah, and then they're getting behind the wheel, and then they're just beating round. Me corrupt law, me can drink and drive, me can drug drive, because me corrupt law, and me can get away with anything, is what I'm getting. So they're driving while under the influence, and again, they don't give a damn about these corrupt law officials, they don't give a damn about solving any crimes, and they just can't wait to get their day over with and clock off at the end of work what they're getting paid for not solving any crimes and just getting in this criminal enterprise stuff, money laundering and all that shit they're involved in, a shit ton of money laundering and banging money in their accounts and splitting money amongst themselves, and they just can't wait to clock off at the end of the day and spend it on prostitutes and be corrupt law. It's absolute madness. They've got no loyalty to the missus, they've got no loyalty to the wives, they've got no loyalty to the jobs. You cannot trust these corrupt coppers. Again, they're not all like that, right? There is some good police in between all them, but me corrupt law, they want to take over. Because I think they're just, honestly, message in reverse, gift in reverse, and they've got like privileged lady in reverse. So basically, and then we've got child, and then we've got community, okay, and then we've got occupation. Oh, me corrupt law, stitch up, fabricating, manipulation, lies, control, fabricating legal documentation they have, and they've been taking gifts, this money under the table, alright, because they've been splitting money amongst themselves, because me corrupt law, alright, so I've got privileged lady in reverse, alright, because the missus just want to play privileged lady and me don't care about me fella slamming around with prostitutes, barebacking and spreading STDs as long as me bank accounts stay up. Me don't care, because me want to trot around and have car and all that, and me want to have badge. So basically, they've got a community, okay, constantly, yeah, to turn against this charge throughout their full life, yeah, and they've been taking gifts of like money under the table to conceal all these crimes. Because me corrupt law, darling. Yeah. Me corrupt law, we've got lipstick stains. All they care about is these promiscuous sex workers, alright, having a red lippy and nibbling all over the necks and stuff. The demonically possessed, they don't care about solving crimes. What's the point in them getting in this bloody position, if they never even saw the crime. You know, us psychic investigators, yeah, just single-handedly, we've probably solved more crimes than full police forces going. Because me corrupt law, and me no care if that's what's coming to light. Me corrupt law, look, me mature man, me corrupt law, me take hold of this great fortune, and me want what? Me want women hanging off me arm, because me corrupt law, and me can do anything me want. Mafia mindset. So community of corrupt law, okay, someone who works within the corrupt law, we've got mature man, could be an uncle, could be a father figure, alright, me corrupt law, it's coming to pass where that him and a community of his so-called pals have been working together with this occupation, alright, to fabricate legal documentation. They've been splitting it amongst themselves, they've been manipulating and lying, alright, this person here, this child, has been nothing but attacked by them, yeah, nothing but going through a shit ton of shit for a very long time, and me corrupt law, and me never served justice, me never did anything right, because me corrupt law. Mature man who just thinks he's head of corrupt law took a gift of this great fortune, giving checks out to everyone, hush hush money, you can have this, you can have that, you can me corrupt law. Bank failure. It's not funny, because there obviously must be some good law enforcement out there, because it's falling to pieces. They've been getting hotels, motels, suites, swanning around, alright, for business, pleasure, paying for sex workers. So basically, with this stolen money, they've been hiring hotels, me corrupt lawmen have been having a room to themselves, and they've just been having sex workers just coming on it. Oh no. No way. Me corrupt law. They've been hiring full hotels out. Posh looking ones that look at a little bad. Hiring them out, so me corrupt law and me corrupt law pals all have a room each. Alright? And they're on the phone to these call girls and they're like, yay. And basically they hire like these like hotel things out, you know, ones what's got like a venue where they've got a room, alright? They've got these sex workers, they've got strippers and stuff like that, and me corrupt law's like, hey, this is why me corrupt law doesn't care about serving justice. That is not wrong, that though. That they're roaming around in the police cars all day and beating the streets on the night, and they're just cruising around making out like there's solving crimes, but they're not. They just can't wait to clock on off, yeah? Because every like night or every weekend or so many days a week or once a week or something, depending on when they can get away with it and they're not being watched, or when there's, you know, thinking they get away with it. Again, they're hiring full hotels out, you know, ones with hundreds and hundreds of rooms. And then they're getting all these sex workers, strippers, yeah, they're sat there drinking, pissing up stolen money up the wall. They're getting licky, spreading malicious lies and rumours about the person who they've stolen from, and me corrupt law think there's there the general public's respect. I swear, this is what I'm getting. Hundreds and hundreds of rooms, and then in one area, yeah, they're all drinking, yeah, getting pissed on the drugs, on the cocaine, you know, from when they're doing raids and stuff like that, and they're keeping all the cocaine for themselves and stuff, yeah, so they're like, watching like these strippers, pole dancing, stuff like that, yeah, and then after a bit, we'll go to the room, because I'm getting that there's hundreds of coppers hiring out these rooms, and then these strippers just go, and they just like, go to the missus, oh yeah, I'm just off out tonight, alright, Just me and the pals, it's just going to be a couple of us. We're only going to have a couple of drinks. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's coming to light about what they've done. They took this great fortune, alright? They've all took a gift, alright? They've opened a letter, alright? They took a gift. They've opened up a letter, and inside of this letter was a cheque. And they all deposited these cheques into their accounts. Me corrupt law. And they've been hiring hotels out. And this person, the Mascot Feminine, alright, they should be a privileged person by now, and they've split it amongst them. Me corrupt law. They have hotel, motel suite, just business pleasure, alright. Sleeps around the hot free for all. Sleeps with your man. Got to keep you the promise. They're all in like relationships, committed relationships, caught and dating each other, yeah. In marriages and stuff like that. They've all been manipulating legal documentation, fabricating it, alright? Because me corrupt law have been doing that. They have. And this mature man is related to this child. But this child could obviously be grown up now, alright? But this mature man has always been waiting for this money to come in to this family member. So they can manipulate legal documentation because they knew this money was coming on in at some point, and they already had it premeditated and planned out for this child's life. They already had it premeditated because they knew that this masculine or feminine was going to come into this great fortune. They went to another psychic or medium when this person was a child. So they all got in, okay, on building a criminal enterprise, working in law, okay, working in here, working in here. So when they got the money, snatch, me corrupt law, he can snatch everything from you, and he got badge. And they've been hiring out full venues for it, all the male mates, alright. The female officers, they're just having to be sat at home. I swear I love you. I'll see you soon. I'm only off out for just a couple of hours. It's just me and the lads. You know what it's like. Lads code and brothers and my bros and wow. And it's all been going on hookers, strippers and these call girls, like, I'm just getting hundreds, like, in a hotel where they've hired it for nights. You know, where they sleep there for a night and they all get their own room and they're just like, hey, with all these sex workers, they're all swinging on a pole, alright, they're all doing these dancing, you know, they're all stripping, stuff like that, and they'll get on the call girls, loads of them, and they all take them back to the hotel rooms. Nico, Lord, no way. And the person who's out in them, or the people who are out them for who they actually are, as truth seekers, nutter, don't listen to them, mentally retarded. Yeah, we've got some people working in 1990, we've got some people working in the hospitals, nutter. Corrupt respect, they bought their own homes, they paid mortgages off and shit like that, and me corrupt law losing everything. Me corrupt law down. They bought their own homes, mortgages, with money laundering. Come on, man. There we are, me corrupt law. Me corrupt law. Me falsify legal documentation. Alright? Me be taking money on the table because me corrupt law. And me helping falsifying legal documentation and falsifying medical documentation. And we've got concern. And I was thinking with this concern, me linking to Freemasons and me get away with anything. And I was thinking, what do you mean? You've all got these big houses and you all play posh and big man, big woman. And me corrupt judge. We've got poverty and we've got false person, yeah, and we've got official person because they're just falsifying, taking it, alright? Corrupt lawyers, judges, solicitors, attorneys, yeah, and me corrupt law. Me big man, me big woman, me do this. Oh Lord Jesus Christ, it's disgusting. Me corrupt law, man. So all these corrupt law enforcement in this hometown, they need to go and do investigation. Because this is how they book the cars, this is how they're paying for the weddings, alright? This is how they're paying for gang stalking, this is how they're paying their bills for money laundering. Look, 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 toil and labour, sudden wealth, change. The corrupt law. We've got message of concern reverse, right? And the shredding documentations, alright, because they're going to get shredded in prison. Oh, Jesus Christ, me corrupt law. And they make out like, the police, they're seriously underfunded. Because they're spending it all on not solving crimes, okay? They're spending it all on money laundering, robbing the life out of people. They're chatting shit about being all the tools there. They're chatting shit about being underfunded, alright? They've just been overpaid. They've been overpaid and they've been overcompensated, alright? Oh, Jesus Christ. Because this mature man who works in corrupt law, he doesn't want to see one of his own family members get their own great fortune and sudden wealth. So me corrupt law been working with corrupt like NHS, for example, staff, because me corrupt law and me got a family member in corrupt NHS staff and me can fiddle it and wangle it and me going on holiday. Tenerife and stuff like that, all expenses paid from robbing the life out of people and money laundering. Oh, please, me corrupt law. I can't bang on my chest no more. Me corrupt law, me can't. Oh, Jesus Christ. Alright, and they've left the person with overwhelming amount of evidence of this. So many getting arrested for these crimes, pulling money from accounts. I can't make it up. They've got search warrants, alright? Fake court proceedings to create diversions and distractions. And then fake their own death or your death. So basically, yeah, now they could be trying to fake their own death to get away with it all, yeah? Or they're trying to fake this masculine or feminine's death, what they've done it to, and trying to like bump them off, and maybe they've already declared this masculine or feminine dead. And then they're selling the souls to get away with it. Selling the souls for financial gains, money, power, and fame, and social status. Me corrupt law. What you doing selling your souls? Me dark practitioner and all. Me dark energy worker. So they're all dark witches and dark warlocks. They're having a gender crisis because all these devils and demons who they've conjured on up, all the dark energy work, alright, they don't even know what sexuality they are anymore. Because they've sold the soul to the devil. So basically, there's God knows how many devils, yeah? And all these devils are just now occupying the body, me corrupt law. And I'm getting that me corrupt law would even slam a cat.
And to get into these like secret societies, you have to do something like that. So I'm getting that me corrupt laws being slamming cats and dogs. Me corrupt law, and then I'm spending the money on these like fucking sex workers and stuff like that, and like I'll go on, and they've been slamming cats and dogs. The corrupt laws. Then they've been creating false narratives because they want to be this masculine or feminine handler. Darling, you're slamming cats and dogs. Alright? You just can't even handle yourself in the bedroom, and you just can't go 2 minutes without fiddling yourself, me corrupt law. Oh please, I'm getting cats and dogs. Cats and dogs. They've been slamming cats and dogs, me corrupt law has. Do you mean me corrupt law? Bestiality? No way. You know, imagine one of these people who do like these prison documentaries, who's in communication, you know, with pals who's still in prison, and to find out that me corrupt law has been slamming cats and dogs, and they've been money laundering, alright, robbing people's full life work, the great fortune, the sudden wealth, hiring hotels out, okay, where hundreds of these workers, because they've sold the soul of me corrupt law and me can get away with anything, and they're getting all these hookers, prostitutes there. It's not, I'm telling you, these police officers need to start getting drugs tests every month. Me corrupt law does. Racketeering, dishonest and fraudulent business dealings, commercial property, extortion and bribery. Me corrupt law, been slamming cats and dogs. And then they're going to these sex workers, slamming these sex workers. So we've got this child, alright, their father has been involved in me corrupt law. Oh, me corrupt law, slamming cats and dogs and that, darling. Do you mean? Oh no. Heart attack. One of them's got a heart attack. Because they're like, nah, my heart can't handle it anymore. Me corrupt law, and me med deal with devil, and me sold me soul, and the devil's here to collect me corrupt law. Yeah, honestly, corrupt law, the devil's here to collect. Selling souls, me corrupt law, for financial gains, money, power, so we can keep hold of this badge, me corrupt law, fame, because they want to be famous, social status. So give them the fame, take them down, prosecute them, arrest the sick fuck, me corrupt law. Slamming cats and dogs. And they want, like this masculine or feminine who they took this great fortune from and sudden wealth, they want to be the full handler of this masculine or feminine. No thanks, darling. We don't want no one bossing us around who's slamming cats and dogs, darling. No way, me corrupt law. What do you mean, Mrs. Police Officer? Where did you find that out? How did you know I was slamming this cat or dog? I fell over and it just slipped up dog's fucking ass, darling. 29. It's not funny at all. This is serious, this is. It was an accident. I was drunk, yeah, and then all of a sudden I fell over and it just went in dog. Me corrupt law. What do you mean? Me got money, me got power, and me corrupt law, darling. Yeah, so basically I think they're going to make out like they had an accident. They was drunk one night and I thought it was the fucking missus or something. No, please. There's no way you're taking this great fortune, sudden wealth, leaving this person with nothing, in poverty, alright, taking gifts, cashing checks, banging it in your bank accounts, hiring hotels and motels and what have you, all swelling on a pole and they're like, hey, drinking line of cocaine from when there's raiding people, and that's I am getting these corrupt law. They need drugs testing. Hello, hello, hello. And then one of them, or some of them in me corrupt law, they accidentally, when they was drunk one night and they didn't have the missus there, or they weren't in a relationship with the missus, or they didn't have one of these sex workers, they just accidentally fell over and slipped it up dog or cat's butt. Me corrupt law. Your missus is gonna be fuming. No way, me corrupt law. Gaslighting, a form of emotional abuse. So me corrupt law and me got badge and me think we should get away with it and me think we should be under there and me think we should just gaslight everybody and gaslight everyone and play mental mind games. Look. Fired for cover-ups. Come on, me good law. Get this corrupt law taken down. I mean, come on. Accidentally coming home one night and missus isn't there or was single and they didn't have like a sex worker at the time until they'd got all this stolen money and they fell over and it just slipped up a dog's butt or a cat's butt. And then they're roaming round and me big man walking into work and me got a badge. What's these people who's locked inside the prison gonna think when they find this out that me corrupt law accidentally, after getting drunk, fell over and slipped up a dog or a cat? Me corrupt law. They are losing everything for what they've done. Yay! Me corrupt law losing everything. They've always feared your awakening. Course they have. Alright? Course they have. Course they have. Oh, their missus is going to be furious. They've let me corrupt law. Did you do this? And like, no. They've sold the souls, darling. They've got that many entity attachments. Yeah? They're selling the souls. Can you imagine how many different devils and demons there are? There's loads. There's loads. And because they've sold the soul, they're not even human anymore. They're a devil and a demon in a meat suit, alright, what's possessing their body. Then they've got entities attached to them, right? And then they want to gaslight everyone else and manipulate them. Where's the gaslighting? Gaslighting, a form of emotional abuse, me corrupt law. It were accident, love. I swear, I just had a few drinks, alright, and it slammed up our little Bob's butt. How are they going to cover that up? No. Please. It were accident. I were drunk and I fell over and meow. What do you mean? They want to know your every move. They want to know my every move and all. Honestly, I can't cope with these messages. Me corrupt law, what do you mean? You want to know me every move, darling? What do you mean? You've been slamming cats and dogs, sweetheart. And you're just trying to say it's an accident and you want to know what I'm doing with my time. I don't know. Of course they are. The liars. Me corrupt law. Involving gun trafficking. We've got blue collar crimes, theft, drug charges. Alright? Because me corrupt law, they only raid these other people who sell drugs. Alright? So they can have it for themselves. Alright? And me corrupt law hire these hotel motels again, I'm saying it, alright? And spend it on prostitutes because they've sold the souls for financial gains, money, power and fame and social status. They think they can rob the life out of people. Theft, alright? I'm not making this shit up, alright? I'm a psychic, I'm a medium and I'm supposed to be doing this for a job and this is awful. Like, I'm smelling the real weird energy and all. Don't tell me it's just smell of them when they're slamming these cats and dogs. Hold on, let me get an incense stick. Me corrupt law, please. Look what you're doing to the nostrils. I'm smelling that. It's a funny smell. Help me. Help me, please. Me corrupt military man. Me got badge. I swear, love, you weren't there at the time and I was real lonely. A little... whatever. Got it? Like I'm seeing like a white and brown dog, one of them sniffer dogs. I was lonely. I had a few glugs. I wasn't expecting anyone to find out what I was doing because it just slipped up his ass and said, like that. Honestly, this is military and me corrupt law, me corrupt military. Alright, I've got a badge of bravery. I'm a brave man, alright. I'm working hard for country. You're not. You're selling yourself for financial gains, money, power, fame and status, darling. Yeah. And one of these badges is probably from doing a dog, a cat, alright. Raiding people off the cocaine and getting sniffed up, alright. Whatever else. One for gang stalking, alright. One for lying on earth, alright. And then I want more badges here, alright, for what else? Setting up fake accounts, right? Hacking people's accounts. Tampering with legal documentation, me corrupt law. It's alright, I'll go in and slam this nurse, alright? She'll help us cover up. And they are. They're just slamming these nurses for cover-ups when they've all been doing cats and dogs and stuff like that. And then they just think that they can put warrants out and start arresting, you know. Sinister plots, it were an accident, love. I swear down. Expose the full community of coppers, change medical records, me corrupt law, and me corrupt nurses and doctors, and me corrupt military. It were an accident, it just fell up Jock's butt. Because at one point, alright, they're complaining about not having enough money, and the next minute they're depositing large amounts of money in their account because of this theft, sexual assault, dolls, drug charges, physical assault and theft, bestiality, me corrupt law. They chose to serve darkness. And then they're, oh, please, their missus is going to go mad. Stolen ID on dating sites, okay? So they've stolen people's identifications. They're going on dating websites under fake identity, alright? And they're getting men and women's pictures. And me corrupt law. Hold on. I want to tell you, eating off. Me corrupt law, what you doing? Honestly, there's plenty of people out there who expose these type of things. They're going to get ragged when they're going to work by the prison people. Oh yeah, when they find out what me corrupt law been doing. No way, me corrupt law. Let's have a look at this one. An auntie's involved. An auntie? They thought the devil was protecting them. What do you mean? Oh, please. It's Archangel Michael who defends and protects man. Come on. I swear, love, it were an accident. This is way before I met you. After I had a few drinks, I was lonely. Alright, I didn't have enough money for one of these prostitutes, and I was drunk one night and I fell over and it just slipped up. How she know this? How she know? Lied on earth. They don't want you to go public about a me corrupt law, don't. Age 35 to 40. Alright. We've got this uncle's niece is involved. And look, we've got corrupt doctor tampering with medical records and claiming people as mentally insane, mentally incompetent, alright? Because they're just stupid. Look, we've got Destiny Swap, Energy Swap. Oh. And they're trying to set this masculine or feminine up for unfounded crimes. Me corrupt law. Why me corrupt law trying to set people up for crimes they've not commit? They thought they was getting away with it. What the fuck? What the fuck? They know the time's up, yeah, because it just slipped up, did it, love? The dog's butt and the cat's butt. Course it did. Course it was a fucking accident. Oh, look. It's the dog's lipstick, innit? They've been getting on the dog's lipstick and everything. Oh, please. Yeah, worried about being caught for evil acts and evil deeds for years. And then they do suicide spells on motherfuckers like me. Because me corrupt law don't want people to know. Because I want to keep all of this money, you see, and keep doing all this sick shit. You know, I'm getting that, like, you know, they'll be walking, going out for a walk and stuff, and they'll be like, look at that little dog there, look at that little cat, and it starts banging on off, and they're like, I don't know why I'm going through this. Because you sold your soul, darling, for financial gains, money, power, and fame. Alright? Be careful when doing that, alright? Because you're going to end up being famous for slamming cats and dogs, you fucking cranks. No way. Secret societies, secret clubs and organisations underworld, right? And a lot of these secret societies, you had to slam pets. You had to slam a cat or a dog. They'll get it on camera to hold it over them. So then basically, if they ever speak out, they all get slung under the bus and they all get manipulated. Yeah? Or they'll, to get in these secret societies, they'll have to slam the kid and get like a little boy or girl slamming them, alright? And then me corrupt law and me got badge and me corrupt military. And then if they ever try and speak on out, yeah, about what's going down, they're like, well, you can't do anything because I've got a, you can't do anything about it because I've got a video of you slamming that cat. Well, you can't do out, can you? Because I've got a video of you slamming that dog. I am. And you can't do anything about it, can you? Because I've got a video of you slamming this little girl and I've got a video of you slamming this little boy. So they're all manipulating each other. So basically, the system's fucked. We corrupt law. Yeah. We corrupt law. And they just thought, oh, I'll buy a house with this. I'll pay off mortgage. I'll buy myself an apartment. Alright. And I'll just like, if my missus splits up with me, I'll just get a prostitute anyways. And I'll just do all this shit ton of fucking spell work and sex magic. And if no one's coming on that night and I've just got to spend the night on my own, I'll slam my dog or I'll slam my cat. No one will know because me corrupt law and me corrupt military. Character assassination. So basically, yeah, they took this sudden wealth, okay, they took this, and then the one who's speaking out about it, they're trying to assassinate their character, energy swap, destiny swap, everything what they are as a person. They're trying to label this masculine feminine and they're trying to set this masculine or feminine up for crimes to get away with all that. We've got premeditated murder. And we've got a shit ton of false readers. So fake prophets, false readers, selling indecent images and videos. They worked with dark spirits, now they've been haunted 24/7, and me corrupt law and me corrupt military who do this, like, I need an occupational therapist please, I need counselling, I need therapy. No, we keep tampering and messing with legal documentations, and anyone who speaks out about this type of shit who was getting involved in these satanic rituals was calling them nutters. What do you mean? Honestly, pervert, look. The perverts. False reports and false investigations, because we corrupt law. Try to pay your ancestors to turn against you. So they've been calling people's ancestors in. Alright. People like mine, alright, then they go to these fake readers and like, oh, go on then, flip a few cards, tap into it, tap into where, ha ha ha, ain't it funny? Power of attorney, decisions on one's behalf. They're going to get put in hospital for this, me corrupt law and me corrupt military and shit like that. They're going to be bedridden. They're going to end up getting battered. Either in prison. Yeah. I just can't even believe it. I just can't even believe it. Because they force power of attorney over people for this money was not even theirs because it's theft. And someone in this connection has been slamming cats and dogs, I swear, man. I'm just picking it up. Sympathy spells. And then they pop on off and do sympathy spells. Feel sorry for me. I've been outed. Feel sorry for me. I'm in a secret society of soap assault and I've done some right sick shit. Feel sorry for me. Please. Pure evil family members are being exposed. They've sold you out for clout, so they've sold one of the families involved in this. They've sold one of their own family members out for clout. They took this sudden wealth and great fortune, okay, forced power of attorney, split it amongst themselves, and they're doing this shit. Oh. Yeah, honestly. The judge is in therapy. For forcing power of attorney over this masculine or feminine, and they've just been feeding and fueling the devil, alright, because they want fame, they want money, they want power, and they're all soulless, man. And the judge is in therapy because they've got no source. Because they've sold them, darling. Because they're Luciferians, and they sell their soul to the devil may corrupt law. So basically, again, right, there's God knows how many different devils and demons, okay? And they've got that many devils and demons occupying their vessels, and they've got that many entities attached, yeah? These entities are manipulating them, okay, and lying to them to control them, okay? Because they thought they was going to be in control and get this money, power, fame and status, and they can't help it. It starts banging off down there and twitching off down there over cats and dogs. And some of them are thinking, I wish I never saw Bissau now because it's banging off down there and it's twitching off down there. And we want to get inside this masculine or feminine zone, please. Your case is shocking, almost unbelievable. Enemies are being destroyed and dismantled. Archangel Michael is dismantling them all. So they're probably all splitting on up with the money. Because they're trying to hold on to this money, what they've got in the bank account. It's me corrupt that. It's all a real estate. So this is this house, innit? So they've probably got this big house and all that, and they're just hiring it out, these military, okay? They will be arrested for attempted murder. So they've got a big house and all. And me corrupt law and me corrupt military are all just like, hey, smashing it up, fucking doing a sick fucking ton of shit. You just can't even treat these military men to fuck all. Tell you why? Because they're absolute fucking animals. 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 They will have to sell their homes to pay back. Because they've been buying houses, apartments, yeah, real estates and shit like that, acting all toffee. Disgusting. Yeah, some of them was living in a little tiny flat, a little tiny bedsit, like 1 bedroom, and then the next minute they're getting this check cashed and they're banging whatever furniture they can and then moving into like houses and big apartments and stuff like that, acting like bachelor big man. Yeah, look at me drinks thing, because I can see like a drink stand, you know, where you put the bottles upside down and you just like dispense your own drinks, because they don't care about fucking serving to defend and fucking protect. It's a fucking joke, it's a farce. I'm leaving it at that. It's an absolute farce. The military, a farce, alright? They're making this fucking country look like an absolute mockery. They're making this fucking, look, blackmail, you see. Blackmail, demanding money or another benefit in return of not revealing damaging or compromising info. They're all blackmailing each other. Well, I've got this video of you doing this. Yeah. Well, I've got this of you slamming a dog. Well, I've got a video of you walking into the bank and cashing this cheque. Well, I've got a video of you, alright, doing this. Well, I've got a video of you doing that. But I swear, love, some of them got tattoos. I swear, love, I was just having a few drinks and look, false prophets and fake readers, and they're going to these false prophets and fake readers who don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And us real readers, yeah, and us real prophets, we get called nutters because there's that many fakes and frauds about. They want to proper wreck the fakes and the frauds and rob their fucking real readings from them because they're false prophets. Love me again spells no way me corrupt law. No way me corrupt military humiliation rituals. And sexually degrading rituals, alright? So they're all in like satanic cult code and whatever they want to call themselves. They're all devil worshippers, Luciferians, be corrupt law, alright? And all the military men are involved in these satanic rituals, sexually degrading rituals, okay? They hate this masculine or feminine because you outrank them spiritually. And they pay for dark spell work and everyone. I outrank a lot of these as well, obviously. Me corrupt law. Hello, me corrupt military, I spiritually outrank a lot of them. They're called calculated killers, and they've got some sick fantasies. And they pay people to switch up, switching, because anyone will switch up on anybody nowadays. For a ball of crack, alright, for a bag of weed, alright, for a bottle of plonk, alright, for a quick bit of nookie on the side. They've got blood on their hands, and look at this, forged documents are being examined, and they know the phones are being tapped, and they know an ending's coming for me corrupt law and me corrupt military. Disgusting, honestly. This is just this lipstick, and look, black collar crimes, theft and money laundering, and child molestation and clergy. Alright, so to get into these secret societies, yeah, and sell your soul to the devil and become big man with badge, you know, and be big military man and have all this so-called protection. They've got to slam a cat, they've got to slam a dog, they've got to slam a kid, they get it on camera and this is where the blackmail comes. Look, and selling indecent images and videos. Oh, Jesus Christ. So black collar crime, because the judge is well connected, so the judge sits there and watches all this stuff. They start twitching off and banging off down there. Black collar crimes, theft and money laundering and child molestation. Sexual favours for immunity, you see. So they're all slamming each other. They're slamming cats, they're slamming dogs, they're slamming kids. They're just slamming, because they're perverts. Trying to gain access into people's homes, these perverts, alright? They've been filing false reports and trying to set people up for crimes they've not committed. You know, like a motherfucker like me, invading my privacy, stalking and spying on me when they're doing all this sick shit, darling, and slamming each other for immunity, alright? Wanted fames for doing 6 things to you. Deliberately tormenting you for speaking out the truth, and if I do about anything what I go through, like hitman, hitwoman, dark web, me corrupt law, me corrupt military, Jimmy, perverts, hush hush money, from stealing this great wealth and this great fortune and sudden wealth, splitting it amongst themselves, and they think that they deserve to keep this money. So much evidence because they've been getting watched by the good law enforcement who don't do this shit. Who do not do this shit. Who are probably very shocked by what they've been doing for a long time and what they've been getting away with. Deflection, blaming someone else for your or their problems and painting themselves as victim. So anyone speaks out about anything what they've done, they're like, she'd be nasty to me, he'd be nasty to me, he'd be nasty to me, she'd be nasty, she said this, and they've outed me for that. And they very much prefer these fake readers who are nothing but dark witches and do a shit ton of dark spell work, and they don't know what the fuck they're talking about with the cards and all that. Like, they're not real psychics at all. And they're not real psychics, yeah? And I'll tell you how I know that. Because you ask one of these tarot readers who flip a couple of cards, tell them to explain to you about a psychic attack. They don't know what it is, and I tell you why. Because they're not a real psychic, darling. Because they're not a real psychic. Me, since a kid, they've put me under a shit ton of psychic attack. They cannot say that I'm not a psychic, yeah? Because all my psychic predictions, and I've solved fucking cold cases and everything, like my skills, what I've got from the divine are elite. So we've got fraud, mail or wire communication, a scheme to defraud someone, and a material deception, because me corrupt law think that's, look, they're having nightmares and all. Silencing witnesses, paid off. But I thought they wanted fame for doing these sick things. I thought they wanted clout, darling. Offshore overseas accounts and that. So every these military go, they're opening up bank accounts around the world, like Germany, America, you know what I mean? Anywhere here, anywhere there, and they're shifting it from accounts to accounts to accounts. And they bump people off. Blood sacrifice, human sacrifice. It's overwhelming amount of evidence. And anyone who speaks the truth, those truth seekers, the ones who expose that, we get gang stalked, you see. We get sacrificed, because they've tried to sacrifice me multiple times, and my kids, yeah, and they sacrificed my son, my cherub, because the satanic, alright? Satanic rituals. Witness intimidation, harmed or threatened. We get gang stalked to fuck. Yet they very much prefer these fake readers and these false prophets, because these fake readers just chat shit, darling. And again, that's how I know they're a fake reader. Because they've never gone under psychic attack, ever. Not once in their whole entire life. Ever, ever, ever. Never. Never. Never, 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 because they're not even the real gifted ones. I don't know. Madness. It's mad. Honestly. And from what I know, from what I've read up about and stuff like that, to get in these Freemasons and to go up in the rankings, you have to have done some right sick shit to be a 33rd degree Mason. You've had to have fucking ARPed somebody, do you know, R-A-P-E-D, done this sick shit to kids, cats, dogs, poison people, murder innocent people, blood sacrificing, human sacrificing and stuff like that, and then they run round and they expect the general public to salute them when they're going off to work. No, I'm sorry, but no. 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 Sorry, but no. No. Yes, I'm sending peace, love and light.